right, Coach. Just another week ahead with Sam Houston trying to snap a little bit of a losing streak. What's the mentality? What's Sam Houston?
Yeah, Sam Houston's a good football team. I know Coach talked about it earlier, and obviously Drew did too. Coach Keeler that's there has done a phenomenal job with the program. Was at Delaware before that, won a national championship a couple of years ago there. And so, again, they've got a good football team. We followed them a couple times on film. They have a good defense. Been able to watch them, like I said, a couple of different times. They're in every game, played really, really well, won the last two. Offensively, they've got a really good quarterback, a guy that can do both. He can throw and he can run. They've got 3 or 4 running backs, can hurt you a lot of different ways, can catch the ball out of the backfield, can run inside, can run outside. 2 tight ends that I think are really, really talented, good receivers, but do a good job in getting in 2 tight ends and fullback sets and being able to hurt you in the run game. And, they're a talented group at receivers. Slot receiver is really, really good, one of the best guys in the league for sure. 2 outside guys are really, really good, have a lot of catches. And they've got a good offense all the way across the board. The offensive line is big. They're massive. They're 6'4", 300-something pound guys, and want to push you around in the run game. So it'll be a big challenge for us this week.
Looks like they've had a little more success running the ball the last couple of games. I think the last one, I think, was their best rushing output of the season. Have they
Right.
just found something different, or are they just trying something different?
Yeah, I think a little bit of it is both. They're, like I said, they're playing with a lot of backs, and I think that they've made some adjustments throughout the year to get their run game going. And so I think that, again, you saw a lot of that in this last week's game, but I think they've been building to that for the last 3 or 4 weeks. But they've certainly got a new commitment to the run game for sure.
Quarterback will be able to escape the pocket or find the hole where they get the most damage, especially when it's coming to second, third down, that situation. So, was that more just him making the play, or was it, to find the hole in the defensive?
Well, I think it's kind of a combination of those things. I mean, ultimately, again, that's my job to make sure that we can handle those. I can't remember exactly what the quarterback rushed for, the other day. I know he had 9 rushes, and I may be wrong. I thought he was right around 40 yards. He had a scramble or 2 in the first half where he was able to get one on a second and long, like you pointed out, for 12 yards, and I think he had another one for 9 or 10. Second half, we did a better job of being able to contain him, from a rushing standpoint. But, ultimately, kind of like I told, I'm really proud of our guys. We continue to battle. We've got to find a way to make one more play. It's a 21-24 game with 4 minutes left, and we've got to find a way to, at some point in that series, get off the field on a 3rd down. We've got to find a way to make them kick a field goal down there and make a 6-point game, and give them the ball, our offense back. But, that's my job. I've got to figure out how to do that, and I've got to figure out how to do a better job with that. And, again, I'm proud of our guys. They continue to play hard. They continue to work. It's, truly a next man mentality. We had somebody get dinged up in the second series of the game. Another guy winds up having to come back in and replace him. So, I think as long as we continue to do what we've done, which our best 2 or 3 weeks of practice have been the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we continue to get better, we just got to find a way to make one more play is what we've got to do. And, again, 21-24 with 4 minutes left, I've got to do a better job and be able to figure out how to get us off the field.
How important is repeating that one more play mentality this week against the San Houston team? Pretty much stayed close with every single play now.
Yeah, they've done, like I said, they've done a great job, and you see them playing at their best right now. Like I said, they got better, continued to get better, continued to work. You saw them for 3 or 4 weeks be into the last 2 or 3 plays and lose, and now all of a sudden the last 2 weeks you see them really, really playing well. So it's going to be a big point of emphasis for us this week.
This was a rare game where you guys didn't come up with a turnover. Is that just sort of a reflection of some of the injuries that you had? You don't have those playmakers out there on the field. Is that affecting things a bit?
Well, I think sometimes takeaways come in bunches. You get on kind of cycles where you get 3 or you get 4. I asked myself the same question a week or 2 ago, and went back and looked, and we had a couple of games last year, even we led the country in takeaways where we didn't have one. Obviously, for me, I feel really strongly about the takeaways and the third down, and like I spoke on earlier, the red zone percentage is a huge part of how we win games here. And ultimately, what we've got to be able to try to do is find a way to get more takeaways, and we've got to be better in the red zone. What we were able to do 2 weeks ago was really hold, UTEP out of the end zone, and the other night we got in the red area, we didn't make them kick enough field goals. And that's really the difference, is how you're playing on that part of the field and making people kick field goals and getting some takeaways. But to your point, you got to find a way to get one more. Is that a takeaway? Is that a red zone? Is that a third down stop? It's one of those three for sure.
Now, with the injuries, that kind of ratchets against the it seems like more defensively players are getting hurt every single unintentional, having being this deep into the season, unintentional, having to helping the other guys who didn't have to play as much transition into that role, having to be on the field a lot and dealing with all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, again, that's my job, right? So I think as part of it, again, and what we try to do from a developmental process and how we try to bring guys along, we try to play with a lot of different packages that we hope are giving us our best 11 in the right scenario. I think the other night we played with 5 or 6 different defensive personnel groupings to try to figure out, like I said, if they're doing this in this scenario, then let's get this grouping in there. If they're in this scenario, then let's get this grouping in there. And that's a challenge every week, whether people are healthy or not healthy, whatever it is. And as long as we continue to build, and we continue to get better, and we continue to focus on the right things, we've got to clean up some missed tackles, and we've got to clean up missed opportunities. Those are the things that, again, in my opinion, have hurt us. And that has nothing to do with injuries, and that doesn't have anything to do with the new players that are out there. That's me needing to do a better job.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.